This is just how I do it. I'm not telling you that there aren't other ways to do it. I'm telling you this is how I do it. Right now, I think we're at like 500 dogs that we've ear pinched this way. I'm around 500. The dogs that went through our starters program that have went through the same steps. And we really don't see, the dogs go from hating it to loving it in about 3 days. So I really want the dumbbell to be pivotal. And like I told you, I play with my dumbbell. I don't play with it with Gurley in the ring yet. I'm not brave enough because she bites. And I mean, when she bites, her teeth are like little razor blades. I've never seen a border collie with teeth shaped like hers. They are like jagged, smooth edges, and they rip me. I can't in the ring. I don't want to look like, like a Michael Jackson wannabe, in the ring. But they are like sharp. So I haven't been brave enough yet to play with her in the ring with her dumbbell. But with Rascal, the minute the judge says exercise finished, he's finished, yay, we'll move on to the next one. And he will tug on the dumbbell the whole way there. Good boy. I'll say out, set up. Now, we have to talk about how to throw it. Because what we used to do, and I say used to do, we used to cut the dog off. And that was okay. We got 2 otches cutting the dog off. But what we found with some of the other dogs is that we really needed to teach them when it was appropriate to look at the dumbbell. Okay? So I've changed my handling on the dumbbell to this. And if I had Gurley here, you would see her mark. But if you watch a video on YouTube of her, you will see this happen. In the ring, when we set up for open, you don't have to watch her novice stuff. You can watch her open ring. Set her up, tap, she taps. The dumbbell starts up here. Sorry, where's that thing? Oh, there it is, okay. Starts up here. And I tell her, wait, with my right hand by my face. So I go, wait. Then I give her a mark. So the drop of my hand is a mark. This is when she gets permission to look out. Excuse me. This is when she gets permission to look out. So it would be wait, mark, throw. And the reason I do that is because I've taught her by following these hand motions that she knows, oh, the dumbbell's coming. So when I drop my hand, she's like, where is it? And so she's looking out there so that when I throw it, she knows where the hell it went. Because some of you that don't have pretty colored dumbbells have white dumbbells. And what if that white dumbbell went up against the white gate? It'd be hard to know where to go for a dog. My green dumbbell, I take my dog to IPOC, goes up against one of their stanchions. Hunter green, maybe not the best color. So unless I want to spend $46 for multiple colored dumbbells, and some people would probably do that, I teach them to mark the dumbbell. So it's wait, drop my hand. Now, if I tell her wait and she drops her head, it's up here, and I correct, up here. Wait, look, go. Now, I don't say look in the ring. I just drop my hand. But if you watch her videos on YouTube on all 3 of her open runs, you'll see her mark that dumbbell. And that marking tells her right where to go. Remember, the great thing about most dogs is the shortest distance between 2 points is going to be a straight line. So if she knows right where to go, she's going to go right to it. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay? Sometimes just changing your handling will create the mark on its own. You don't have to do anything special. Sometimes you have to teach the mark. And as we get to gloves, we'll talk about that a little bit more. But I just want you to be aware that's how I handle my dumbbell now. With Brandy learned that the minute I told her wait, to look out. So with Brandy, I would say wait, and she would look out. She's like, where is it? So she taught herself to do that on her own. I wasn't taught. It was just a repetition of me throwing the dumbbell. But with Gurley, who could be a little more distractible, I want to keep her attention up here on me until I give her permission to look for it. So you really want to think about how you handle the dumbbell. I have students that still just go wait and do it. But It just doesn't make as much sense to me anymore as teaching them to mark it.
If you're left-handed, it's all.
You're going to learn to hold the same way. You're going to go wait, left, throw with your right. Yeah. So remember all those hula hoops? You'd be stuck there. Throw with your right hand. You don't create anything weird. Now, I had a judge ask me, why do you hold the dumbbell like that? I mean, clearly you have not been up north where everybody holds their dumbbell like this. But I had a judge ask me, and I said, because I'm just holding it up by my face. I didn't tell him why, because there's no way I'm going to let him think that I'm giving an extra command. But I'm telling the dog to mark. So it looks like this again. So those of you that didn't see it, hold it up here by my chin. Wait, mark, throw. And if you haven't noticed, I'm pretty good at throwing that green dumbbell. I've practiced it a lot. Because Rascal's really good at going out and coming back. He's not so good on the sides. So I had to practice throwing it perfectly straight. All right, so any questions on dumbbell? Yes? I say wait, drop, and then I throw. So in class, when my students don't want to do this, I yell at them like this. I'm like, up by your face, right hand wait, left hand mark, right hand throw, and I tell them exactly what to do. Because a lot of them don't like to change the way they've done it for years. And I have students that have been in this sport for 30 years. So it's hard to break some old habits. But you really got to think about, what does the dog really need? So that's how I throw the dumbbell. All right, so we're going to move into directed jumping. Now, I can't work you in directed jumping because I'm only going to have, so if I worked all of you in directed jumping, it would take all day. So this is one I'm just going to talk about in demo, okay? I want to tell you how I do directed jumping. Can I have 2 jumps? Can I get you guys to get me 2 jumps? Why? All right, so I used to do the directed jumping where there was a barrier in the middle and the jumps were angled. It was pretty much Connie Cleveland's method. But as I trained more and more border collies, they were jumping the middle stanchion. They didn't care. Jumping was great to them, okay? And some of you have those same dogs that they don't care. They'll jump whatever. So I went to a 1-jump concept. Keeping up with my philosophy, just like we did with healing yesterday, keeping up with the fact that I want to teach what my cues look like. I want to build value and make the dog comfortable. It's really difficult for a dog to be comfortable when they're having to make a decision right off the bat. I don't want them to make decisions. I want to build value first. 12 is fine. So with directed jumping, I start with 1 jump. And I normally start with a high jump. And let me explain something. I'm not picking on the club, but I'm going to tell you something right now. These jumps are atrocious to start a new dog on. They're horrible. And here's why. They don't give. If a new dog crashes this, you're going to have some problems. So at my school, I use, Barbara Craig made my jumps. She's outstanding craftsmanship, by the way. And what they are the agility jump cups, but that way if a dog hits them, they just fall. And so I don't ever want my young dogs hitting a solid jump. Yes?
To make the solid jump, I just throw a towel over it.
That's perfect.
And then so I use the agility jump and then a towel over it.
That's perfect.
Solid to them.
And it won't hurt them if they hit it. I don't really like to use these jumps until I know that they're ready to clear it. And this brings me to my very first lecturing point, which is, guys, it is important that you, at 2 years old, get your dog fully checked, hips, elbows, eyes. You don't have to breed them to do that. You really need to do it if you're going to jump them. It's just important. It's important to know how their shoulders are. OFA offers a shoulder certification. Have their shoulders done. You want to know. Rascal had Pano as a young dog, which is growing pains. And so I had him x-rayed from head to toe. I mean, head to toe. I want you looking at everything just to make sure it wasn't something else. And I did the x-rays more so to rule out that it was OCD, which border collies are very common. It's very common for border collies to get, which thankfully it wasn't. It was actually pano. But I want you guys to remember that when your dog comes up lame, they are athletes. This is a lot of work that we put into them, and they need to be looked at as such. A lot of people kind of neglect the sports medicine part of this, and there really is a need for it. We're jumping them, okay? If you think, what would you want somebody to do if your knee hurt and you have to jump all the time? You'd want them to go have it looked at and figure out why. So you want to make sure agility people get this, obedience people just don't seem to get it. You need to make sure. You know what's great is Petra Ford offers some amazing conditioning classes for the obedience dog online. Petra Ford, who won the National Obedience Invitationals twice. Petra Ford. She has her flyers out on Balance Competition Obedience. They're for an online class that is all about conditioning and how to take care of your dog. That's invaluable. I mean, you can't buy that kind of. She's an aqua therapist, so she actually deals with dogs all day long with, all kinds of weird stuff. But you really want to make sure that they're taken care of. We spend way too much time training to not watch their physical. And guys, this means that you got to walk them. You got to hike them. You got to swim them. They need to be getting out there. My border collies, good gracious, they have 2.5 acres to run, and I still take them for walks. I still use the lunge whip. I still throw the chuck it. I mean, I do stuff with them to keep them healthy. I keep them at a good weight. I want to feel their ribs. I want to feel their ribs. They're jumping, for God's sakes. I see these dogs that are huge. I'm like 6 pounds off. You ain't never touching a jump until they're 6 pounds off that dog. You got to keep them lean. And, I'll tell you, a good diet is important for your dog. There's just nothing that can replace the fact that you're watching that stuff. If there's solstice in knowing that if your dog doesn't sit, that he's in top physical condition, he's had his hips and elbows and shoulders x-rayed, there's no reason he can't sit there. Now I don't have a problem saying, stop it. But when you bring me a dog that fidgets, the first thing I'm going to tell you to do is go to your vet. And I'm going to recommend mine because she's an ortho, repo, awesome, amazing vet. And she's in Lake Alfred. And I'm like, look, go see Dr. Mary. Tell me what's wrong with this dog. We had a lab that came to me from another club. He'd been hard corrected for stays. When I got him, I felt he was 12 pounds overweight. How the hell are you correcting this dog? He's fat. And nobody likes to be told. So if you like to train with me, you're going to hear it as raw and brutal as I can give it to you. I said, look, he's fat and something's wrong. So until you take 12 pounds off of him, we're not talking about stays. But in 12 pounds, in 6 months, I'll have it done. She was brilliant, and I actually sold her a puppy. And I can't remember exact number that she took off of him, but he's an amazing Labrador. He got his UD last year. But he couldn't even pass novice stays. He had been corrected for it hurting. Isn't that awful to think about? So guys, I'm all for correction when you know. If you don't know, you need to know. So all my dogs, most of them that I get, I'm keeping them for my breeding program. So I show the ones that I'm breeding, and they go through all the regular stuff that I would do for a breeding dog. And I like that. I like knowing that he's okay, that I can say, hey, you're being a shithead. Stop. But if I didn't have that knowledge, I couldn't say you're being a shithead. Stop. I would have to say, let's go see Dr. Mary. And the problem is you don't want to know when it's too late. Because once you heat them for not doing, and they're hurting, now my work takes 10 times as long. So before we start this, I really like to make sure that everybody's clear, everybody's good, everybody's having problems, yeah. yeah, well, this dog's hips are bad, but I'm going to work really hard to keep her muscle tone good. Okay. Okay. You know, there are ways around even bad news. So we start with one jump, undirected jumping. So what I do is I take just the one jump and I put it in the ring where it's going to be located. Now, before you start directed jumping, please understand the dimensions of a utility ring. A utility ring should be 40 by 50 feet at its maximum. If they're bigger, you need to train for bigger, but 40 by 50 feet. Remember that to keep the feng shui, and yes, I said that word, 4, 8, 12, 15. It's a little far. In order to keep the feng shui of the ring, you want to make sure that they're 25 feet, 25 feet from this jump to that ring gate, and you want both jumps 20 feet apart. You also want your ring gates to make sure they're stretched so that they're 10 feet apart. If you don't have jumps, you need them. And if you don't have ring gates, you need them. So you want to make sure that your ring gates are stretched appropriately. Now, some ring gates are crappy, yeah. You know, I get it. The clubs have been around for a long time. They have old equipment. Old equipment's not bad. Some of it's better than the new stuff. Some of it is bad. Thank you. All right, so now that I stretched that out, look what happened. Now my jump's off. So you want always to remember that this post should line up with this stanchion. Always remember that. Okay? So when you have that done and you've got the dimensions right, now we're ready to kind of start. And the reason that you want to keep it this dimension is this is what's going to tell you where to go. So we're going to start with the dog at 8 feet from the jump and the handler at 8 feet from the jump. The handler is never going to move until the dog's in the center. So I'll explain. So if I leave here, I do a couple of recalls. I call the dog over the jump. I say, hup. He takes the jump. I mark it, yes, while he's in midair. That's where I mark it, yes. I take a cheese ball. I throw it between my legs. I pick him up with another cookie and set him up again. Wait. And now I come to this side of the jump. And I say, hup. And here he comes. He comes over. I mark it, yes. Throw the cheese ball. Pick him up with the cookie, and now I'm going to put him at 10 feet, not 8. Wait. Come over to 8 feet. Call the dog over. Hup. He comes over. Yes. Throw it, pick him up, and put him at 10 feet. And we keep this back and forth until you get the dog to the ring gate. Okay? You're going to stay at 8 feet, but the dog's going to keep moving further and further from the jump. When the dog gets here, I'm a happy guy, because now all I have to get him over is that many feet, okay? So, that should be no big deal, right? No big deal. So my first step with the dog is to put him at the stanchion. So I'm putting him at the stanchion. So he gets to here, I'm moving to the stanchion. Wait. Come here. So I'm making eye contact with the dog. Now I have to start teaching him the cue. And the cue is I'm going to glance at that post, and I'm going to use my right hand. And I'm going to say, hup, here he comes, yes, throw the cookie, pick him up, and move him back to this one. Okay? So we're going to be over here again. Wait. It's a little far, but come to the jump, go to 8 feet. Now, I'm going to get to use the other arm. So you see by going back and forth, I use this arm on that side, and now I'm going to use this arm on that side. So I'm teaching him the cues. the directional cues that he needs to learn. So I will make eye contact. I will break and look at that post. So I will break, hop, here he comes, throw the cookie, pick him up, and I will move him to here. Okay? Wait. So I'm building all this value to this jump right now. Normally, getting them over to the middle isn't too big of a deal. Once you get past the middle of that stanchion, it can get a little rough because they see you and they may want to come to you. You would just stop them. Wrong, wrong, wrong. What are you doing? You forgot to jump. Take them back to a step back where they were successful and do it again. And you build. Okay? So when I say build, I mean you have to keep doing it until they can figure this out. So once they're here, again, the cue is I break eye contact and I tilt my head to this post. And I'm going to say, hup, and here comes the dog, comes over. And I build them all the way back. Once the dog gets to the middle and is successful on both sides in the middle, then I slowly move myself back. Hup, hup, back and forth. When I get to here, I'm a happy guy because I can start moving over. Hup, 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 until I get to where I'm in the middle with the dog. Okay? So I just build. Real simple. The dog doesn't have to make decisions at this stage in the game. All he has to do is look for the one jump that's out there. How easy for the dog, right? And most of your dogs do agility, so it should be fairly simple. When you, It'll be about 1,000. Just from start to finish. Yeah, I will in a minute. Yeah, I'll show you with Rascal. But I want to go through all the steps. So once, to give you an idea, I have a student, Barbara Craig, with her Border Collie. We got her and him to the middle in 2 sessions. That's how fast this worked. Because once he realized to go look for the jump, that was all he wrote. And what we were doing now is we're just teaching him what the head cue to go to that jump means. So now we say, eye contact, hup, we send him this way, okay? So for a little while, we'll let him marinate here, about a month. We'll just do the one jump. We'll change it out. It'll be the bar jump some days. It'll be the high jump some days. But it's just one jump. There's nothing else out there for him to look for. Then, when I see that she can turn her head and he'll go, when he knows that that head cue is a cue to go that direction, then I'm a really happy teacher because that tells me that that person is ready. When they can do this and the dog will go, I'm a happy guy. Yes?
Some days you have the jump on this side of the ring and then some days the other side?
It could. Yeah. It just depends on my mood or what I've been doing with my dogs, what my students get. So I send them over to the high jump. When my dogs can handle the high jump by itself with all 3 of their cues, when I can go hup without looking at him and he'll take the jump, I'm happy. That's one cue. Means he knows the verbal. When I can go and he takes it, that's 2 cues. I'm a happy guy now because I need to give 4 in the ring. So when he knows for sure 2 separate, I'm happy. When I raise my hand and he goes, I'm happy too. So there's 3. So I'm a pretty happy guy when they can do 3 individual. When they can do 3 individual on both sides, then we'll put the jump in. So we'll put the other jump in. Now we're still only going to do 1 jump, but we're going to put the other jump in. So it's now in the picture, okay? So some days we're just going to do the bar. The next day we're just going to do the high jump. And so the bar's present, but we're only doing 1 jump. We haven't asked him to make any decisions. I need to turn that around. Okay? So we're not asking the dog to make any decisions that are difficult. Okay? I don't want them to be difficult. I want them to be easy. Those of you that have your dogs at home and you have practice jumps, in the ring, the jumps are 5 feet. These are 5-foot jumps. They might be 4 feet. They might be 4. I don't know. I can't tell. If they're 5-foot jumps, Training with 4-foot jumps and 3-foot jumps changes the picture a little bit. So think about that. What's going to be in the ring the most? Probably 5-foot jumps. So you want to try to train with 5-foot jumps because it makes the ring look bigger when you train with little jumps because they're kind of compressed, especially if you're not putting them in the right spot. So that changes the picture. So a lot of utility dogs people bring to me, I'm like, send me a picture of your setup when you train him. Okay. They send me a picture, and it's nowhere close to what a real utility ring looks like. And you're throwing the picture off for the dog. So no wonder he can't get it in practice. No wonder in the trial, I mean. So you got to keep things very even. Once we have this here, we're going to start testing. So once the dog's here, one day we may do this side, the next day we may do this side, the next day we may do this side, the next day we may do this. And then one day I'm just going to go hop, and he's going to go over, and I'm going to put him back out there, and I'm going to go jump. That should be all she wrote. Because we've taught the dog to go where we're directing, not to make decisions too early and stress. And that's what happens when you put something in the middle. They have to make a decision early on before you've trained them where to take directionals. Not everybody's a field lab. So I love this method. It's easy. You can tell yourself, oh, I went too far, let me move back. Very simple. But once you have it, it doesn't take long to get built. Very simple. So any questions on the progression, I'll get Rascal out and show you kind of what I do with them.
So after a month of just doing one, then you start.
Yeah, and then I'll test them. Once I know that they know both directional cues, then I'll test them. Yes?
So as you move then from the center and you start moving now yourself to the center, you mentioned this to me in a session, they should then cue on your head turn.
Yes, it's a slight head turn.
Because I don't do that.
No, you staring at your dog.
Right.
Jump! And he's like, dog's like, I want to come to you. Eye contact is important in dogs.
And that's not considered a double signal by doing that.
No, I didn't say that.
Wow.
I didn't say that at all. No. Look, I'm never going to send my dog to something I don't look at. The rules say natural. So I glance, and it looks smooth. It doesn't. Now, if you do this, all right, by God, 3 points, period. You know, you should get hit. But I just glance. I'm going hop, jump. I'm breaking eye contact and looking to where they need to go. So any judge that hits me for that, let them hit me, because I don't care. I am never going to send because you know what happens, guys? I did this to Tyler one time and this is why I do it the way I do it now. I used to be like you, where I would go jump. I didn't change my jumps from the golden retriever that was in the ring before. And this is before the jump heights changed, so she was jumping 30. And my little Sheltie he tried to clear it and took the top 2 bars right off. So I'm looking, because you know what? If I looked and I realized that was too high, I'm going to stop her. So, you know, and I'm the worst when I'm the first dog in the ring. I cannot handle being the first dog in the ring. Other exhibitors probably love it when I'm the first dog in the ring, but little Brandy was the first dog in the ring one time in St. Pete. I think it was this club's trial. And I went in and I did my round and I didn't look at the jumps. And I didn't notice there was a problem. The last exercise, it was A pattern open until I got to the broad jump and there were only 2 boards. And I'm like, shit. She had a nice run. And she did the broad jump, and I went out of the ring, and I went to the judge, and I said, my dog's jumps were too low. It wasn't fair for me to jump my dog too low. So I said, my dog's jumps were too low. She said, well, thank you for telling me, and she NQ'd me.
That's not your fault, though, is it?
It was. You are responsible for looking at your jumps. And Brandy would have won that Open B class of 22 dogs. There's a lot of Otch points to lose. But no. You be an honest competitor.
No, because Heidi and I went to the Classic and we saw some dogs jumping lower heights than
don't win. Yeah. This is a gentleman's sport, and I don't mean that to be sexist. I mean that because it's the mental behind it. Everybody needs to be a gentleman or a lady about this. You know, I'm so happy when Dolores wins, I could care less, you know. If she beats me in the ring, I take second, I shake her hand, we'll go have beer, she's buying because she won. That's what you're supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. You know, when I was at Dock-Off this year, I was in a runoff with Rachel, and I went up and I told her good luck, pat her on the back, good luck, you know, because you should always wish them good luck. So,
I think that as competitors, we need to set examples for new people.
we do.
And you have to keep the new people
Happy.
on board, keep them there.
Get them fired up.
Hey, when I started, I had so much encouragement, and I want to pass that on.
You should. The whole reason I do seminars is because to help Florida. It wasn't meant to go all over the place. It was meant to be here with you guys and raise our bar here in Florida, because I got tired of hearing people say, oh, go to Florida, you can finish your arch. Well, come on down. Come on down. And now that Victory's here, it's like, come on down. Let us introduce you to Victory Hewlett. But, you know, when I had people come down, oh, nobody told me about you. You know, nobody told me about Matt. Okay, well, hi. And then I never see him again because they don't come back down. Where the hell you been? You know, I see him at the, oh, we're not, I was trying to get arch points. That's why I came to Florida. Oh, sorry about that. You know, you want to do well. That's the whole point. But you don't want to do well at the expense of other exhibitors, and you don't want to do well at the expense of your dog. My dogs mean everything to me. I'm fair with them. I treat them like people, the way I want to be treated. So you have to treat them the same way. Getting back to directed jumping, I want you guys to think about how much easier how much more sense this makes than trying to get onto them constantly because they're making the wrong decision too early in the game. You put that barrier up and it's short, and you're making them direct early, and then you're like, that's not right. Now we're getting onto them and I want them to keep jumping. Kind of makes sense, right? It made sense to me, and so that's why I did it this way. Come to find out, I've never seen Adele Young, but in conversations her and I have had about directed jumping online, this is the way she does it as well. So, like I said, I don't want anybody to think that I got it from her, because I didn't, because I came up with it on my own, but apparently she came to the same conclusion, which is good. We should be thinking like that. How much more fair can we make it to the dog? So, this is how I do directed jumping. I'll show you a little bit with Rascal. Yep. I'll show you. Come on. I'll show you. Come on, nerd. Now, he's just started this. Settle. Settle, quick. Now, you're being a turd. He's like, there's hot dogs up there. Please give me a hot dog. You'll get enough hot dogs. My wife's like, do I feed him tonight or do I not feed him tonight? I was like, that's questionable. I didn't have diarrhea with him. He's very good about not being so bad. Come on. All right, so initially, remember, I said I started him at 8 feet. Now, he's a little farther than 8 feet. I have done my homework. Wait. So I'm going to pick him up with a cookie, have another cookie to bring him back to. Hup. Yes. Notice where the yes came? Rascal, here. You're not going back over it. Come here. Sit. Good. Wait. The yes came when he was apexing the jump. Hup. Yes. I don't care about that. Come here. Don't get too hard on waiting right now. And remember what anticipation is. What does it mean? That they understand the exercise. Sit. Wait. He says, oh, I know what to do. He's a border collie. By God, he better know what to do. Wait. You wait. Good wait. What a good boy. Hop. Yes. I gave you a hot dog that time. Come here. Notice I've kept myself at 8 feet. So, 3. Wait. He just started jumping. Like I said, I don't train them when they're puppies. I hate puppies. Wait. Wait. Hop. Yes.
So you're pushing the dog back, but you're staying at
I'm staying at 8 feet. How can I hate puppies? Because they're horrible. Wait. They require me to like them, and I don't like them when they don't listen. Wait. Wait. Hop. Yes. Good boy, what a man. Right here. He's like, oh, that side's bigger, Dad. Yeah, it is. So, wait. I'm just going to mark it wrong and walk forward. No big deal. Don't make this a big deal. Nope. Wait. Hop. Yes. A cookie. Set him up. Come on. And I just put the cookie on their nose and move them. Sit. Good. Wait. So much easier than fighting them.
Do you believe it's good to start at a lower jump height?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Wait. Hop. Yes. Good boy. He's like, hey, let me come in front. Yeah, because they're going to do so many of these, they're going to get tired. And I don't want him getting fatigued and hitting the jump. Sit. Wait. But notice I'm able to use both arms. Hop. Yes. Whoa, I wasn't ready. Good boy. Good boy. I love it. It's great. Hey, go right. Ha ha ha. Look how far we're able to get. Wait. See?
Once you get the dog back to where you need, that's when you start adding the
Yep.
head and the arm.
Yep. Wait. Hop. Yes. Ha ha. Now this is as far as I've gone with him. And it's about 3 sessions worth. So I'm going to move him a little bit more. Sit. Good. Wait. I am right now. That's okay. That's fine. You wait. Thank you. Turd. Wrong. Hop. Yes. Good. I don't get, notice I didn't feed him, so it's fine. He doesn't have to come forward. Hey, where are we going? Come here. He's like, I'm being nosy today. He is the nosiest dog I own. Come here. Sit. Because he's a boy. Wait. I like bitches. I prefer bitches to dogs. I've had a notch in both, and I much prefer the female. Sit. Sit. They're more focused. Hop. Yes. Good boy. I just feel like they're more focused. Come here.
We have exceptions.
We do. We do. Tyler was an exceptional little male. Sit. And you wait. I don't get too hard on the waiting part and stuff. Wait. Hop. Yes. Ha ha.
So say you came to this point where your dog's in the middle, and they
Come here.
decide, for
Sit.
whatever reason, not
Wait.
to take the jump. Then you go back and move back.
Yep, move him back a step. This is as far as I've pushed him. So you're seeing me actually work him right now. Wait. Wait. Hop. Yes. Good boy. I mean, he's really giving me some good work right now. It's going to be hard for me to want to stop. Come here. Come here. Set. Wait. So he's in the middle. First time I've ever done it from in the middle. Hop. Yes. All right, so. No, that was not intentional. That was just me not paying attention. So. Wait. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I feel like the way that I teach it, I'm building value to the jump. So now I've got him in the middle, so I'm going to move back. Hup. Yes. So I move back 10 feet. So I'm going to put him back in the middle. Come on. Good boy. What a good man. Sit. Wait. But do you see how many times he's going to jump? See why it's low? And do you see also that he doesn't have to make any decisions. He just gets rewarded. Hup. Yes. Is he looking for that jump? Now he's looking for it. And so me moving back now should be easy. Come here. Sit. Wait. He's like, I get cheese, jump over jump, no big deal. So I'm gonna. I love it. So I'm gonna move all the way back. Hup. Yes. What a man. Like I said, sometimes he makes me look good. Sometimes he makes me look like an idiot. Wait, feelings mutual, I'm sure. And this truly, guys, I swear to you, this is as far back as I've ever done. Hup. Yes. It's important to mark it at the jump while he's apexing. Don't mark the ground. Mark it at the jump. So we're doing pretty good, Rascal. Y'all are like, Matt, we're sick of watching you train your dog. Wait. Too bad. I just keep pushing him a little bit, a little bit, a little bit. Hup. Yes. You don't know how excited I am.
Oh, no, we are.
Set. Wait. So I'm going to go, now I'm going to move off the jump, so where he's going to see all of me now. Wait. You wait. Hup. Yes. He knows where to go. He's watching his directionals. It's not going to take anything to get me to the middle now.
Did you say that in one step leading up to this, you hand signal one time you just turn your
When I get to the middle, that's when I'll start that, to make sure that he understands his directionals. But if you notice, he's like, I know where to go. Dad's pointing me in the right direction. And he's confident about it. He's already saying, I know where to go. I want all that anticipation. I hate it, but I want all of it. Because I want him to say, I know that I know that I know. And that's making him confident. So how many of you like this? Settle. Let me tell you, I don't do directed or retrieve over the high until I have this finished. Because I don't want to throw the dumbbell and then have him say, I'm going to come to you, Dad. I say, hup. I can stand still. I can go, hup, and he's... The other thing with the retrieving on the high, now that I've kind of given you the steps for the directed jumping, I'm so proud of you, Rascal. Maybe I'll do this with you again at lunch. I start putting them here, hold, wait, go to the jump. Once I've done directed jumping. Because guess what he knows how to do? Look for the jump. So with Gurley, I can literally put Gurley here with the dumbbell in her mouth, go stand in front of this jump, and say, hup, and have her go back and come over the jump. You don't want to fail that retrieve on the high, you need to work it like that. And because if my dumbbell ever went that way, she's going to go out over the jump, pick it up, and come back over the jump. I don't even worry about it. I would tell myself that I suck at throwing. You know, Matt, you suck at throwing. You need to go home and do 500 throws. And that's probably what I would do.
Is there a special way to toss it? Like minimize this without...
I like to put a spin on mine. I like to let go where I want it to land. So if I could point to that dumbbell, that's where I want it to land. So I just point. Up. Yes. Did I tell you earlier I broke one of these already? And it snapped it too. By God, I hit where I wanted to hit. Oh no, this one's done. Glad we got through to retrieving.
There's somebody on Facebook that said that it happened in a trial. The dog went over and dog went back and got the second.
Yeah, you have, I snapped the bit. I snapped the bit. This is kind of why I went to the new, to be honest, guys, this is one of the reasons that I went through Training Treasures, because I haven't broke one of theirs yet. I broke this one 3 times. So while I love support, this is Darlene Kress from Joe Feist's way. And the problem is, she's in her 80s, and I love her, so I want to support her. But this is a better dumbbell. So Training Treasures is kind of the point. Yes, I think so. It's on Facebook under Training Treasures. I can't believe I broke my green one. This one's a really solid dumbbell. It doesn't match the collar. And I don't have another green. Now I'm going to have to get one in green. That's okay. I'll message Kim's husband. Chris will make me one. So, can't believe I broke my dumbbell in a seminar. Isn't that funny? Trying to show you where to throw it. I haven't thrown this one very much because I just got it. But if you're going to throw it, again, you let go right where I cannot believe I broke that. But keep throwing it right where you want it, which you tell the difference. I can't throw it this one yet. I haven't practiced it.
Are you holding it in between the middle?
I hold the ends. Mm-hmm. So I hold the ends like this, and I let it go. Yeah. But it's going to take me a little bit to get used to this one, because I was really used to my green one. I cannot believe I snapped that number. Yeah, I think IPOC's got a bouncy floor. I think West Palm has a bouncy floor. Jupiter's, I love Jupiter's mats. So I like their mats. I'm still not used to throwing the dumbbell though. I can't tell you if it's the dumbbell or if it's the floor. Shelties, shut up. Okay, so now that I've destroyed some of my equipment, I loved that dumbbell. It was big but light, and that it's good. No, I'll never trust it now. Now that it's broken again, I'll never trust that. Yeah, because that's done. No, I snapped the bit. Yeah, I'd rather it happen in practice. But you're gonna run into that, guys. So always carry a spare. Always carry a spare. If it breaks. No, if it breaks, most judges are going to tell you exercise finished and ask you to go get a new one. That's what I would do. Yeah, go get a different dumbbell. All right, so any questions on directed jumping? Rascal, I'm so proud of you.
Then do you go through the same process with the other jump because it's different?
No.
No?
Same process. Guys, keep in mind that when you raise the jumps, you need to do it quickly, okay? So just like in agility, where you may have that one session where you go from puppy doing this to their growth plates are closed, now we're going to move up the height. You want to do the height as quickly as possible. This is another reason why I do directed jumping before I do retrieve over the high, and the reason for that is now the dog's gotten used to jumping their height before I put the dumbbell involved. So it makes a lot of sense to follow this progression.
So once you go, you should always jump at their full height.
Or more. We jump our dogs way too damn low. No offense, guys, but good God. I mean, the jumps are getting ridiculous. Brandy, when I was showing Brandy, I made Brandy jump 18. She was 14 and a half inches tall.
What's the highest you'll jump?
Well,
How big is your dog?
yeah, well, he's going to jump 24.
She's 22 and jumps 40.
Okay, she probably doesn't need to jump that much. Oh, you do Schutzen with her? Okay. Yeah, you probably don't need to jump her too high. But yeah, you're going to have to jump more because you got to go up that damn A-frame. And your meter jump is ridiculous. I've trained with some Schutzen people. It's a little intense for me. I'm too laid back for that. But if they're going to, I like to jump them at least 4 inches above the height that they're going to actually trial. At least 4 inches. So, If I'm outside, it doesn't bother me. Inside, it may bother me a little bit because these mats aren't always the easiest to grip. So I may not jump. I may indoors, I may jump them less. But outside, you can bet your ass you're going to jump 4 inches more because the ground is good for you to grip and you should be able to push off, and it's a soft landing in theory. So I jump them a lot more outside, and I train outside, so that's what they're going to do. Now, like I said, get the jump height. Once you've got the directionals, then start increasing your height as quickly as you can. Don't get them accustomed to 12-inch jumps. It's like puppies. I've always thought it was a little ridiculous for agility people to do puppies through just uprights a bunch and run courses that way because they're going to teach the dog to jump flat. And interestingly enough, most of them bitch about the dogs jumping flat, and you see their little puppy videos where they're doing their little courses with the puppies where there's no bars. Well, you taught your dog to jump flat. Sorry. So, I'm not an agility instructor. Things I think about when I see what they're doing.